Traces of the Russians disappear in the dust of clearance operations in Kharkiv Oblast. Nearly 60 Russian saboteurs are still hiding within the city. Ukrainian forces are actively hunting them down, says Yuri Fedorenko, commander of Ukraine's 429th Separate Unmanned Systems Regiment, Achilles, per Suspiln. The cities of Pokrovsk and Mirnorad in Donetsk Oblast, as well as Kupiansk in Kharkiv Oblast, are currently among the main epicenters of fighting on the front. In September 2025, the Russian Defense Ministry publicly confirmed its plans to expand military operations deeper into Kharkiv Oblast following the potential capture of Kupiansk. In a social media statement, it declared that its forces intend to leverage the seizure of Kupiansk to attack further into eastern Kharkiv Oblast in several directions simultaneously, Euromaidan Press media outlet says. The Russians are using almost no armored vehicles, except during foggy conditions when Ukrainian drones are less effective. When fog falls and drones can't operate properly, the occupiers try to move logistics equipment and manpower closer to the front line, sometimes in light armored vehicles, Fedorenko says. The main tactic of Russian forces remains constant fire pressure and continuous infantry infiltration. The Russians continue to storm Ukrainian lines, forming a chain and attempting to slip between defensive positions. Kupiansk, however, has now been largely cleared of infiltrators. In the right bank part of Kupiansk and its northwestern outskirts, where the Russians had managed to penetrate earlier, their sabotage and reconnaissance groups have been eliminated, Fedorenko adds. According to the Ukrainian soldier, it took enormous effort for the Kiev forces to achieve this, although some small reconnaissance and sabotage groups remain. Zelensky: "We will clear everything. Dates already set." Earlier, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced plans to completely clear Kupiansk of Russian occupiers. "We will clear everything. The dates have already been set, but it's too early to share details," Zelensky said. According to Zelensky, the situation regarding Kupiansk was discussed at the headquarters, where, according to him, about 60 occupiers remain. The president noted that the dates for the cleanup have been determined, but they will not be made public. In the Limansk direction, as Zelensky informed, there are no changes. The situation is stabilizing. In the Kramatorsk direction, also no changes. Fighting continues in Kostiantynivka. The situation is also unchanged for now. The operation in Dobropilya is ongoing. The commander-in-chief said that they have cleared 2 to 3 kilometers, but Russia understands that it has completely lost the initiative there, and we understand that it is preparing revenge. It is clear that they are accumulating troops for interceptions. By all indications, we understand, Zelensky said. In the Novopavlivsk direction, according to him, there are no changes. The armed forces of Ukraine are fighting against the occupiers in 6 settlements. The situation in the Kupiansk direction remains difficult, but Ukrainian forces are holding back the occupiers and preventing them from reaching the city center.
A federal judge on Wednesday ordered authorities to improve a Chicago area immigration facility after a group of detainees sued, alleging they were being kept in inhumane conditions. According to Associated Press, the order will be in effect for 14 days. It requires officials to provide detainees at a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility in the West Chicago suburb of Broadview with a clean bedding mat and sufficient space to sleep, soap, towels, toilet paper, toothbrushes, toothpaste, menstrual products and prescribed medications. An attorney for plaintiffs celebrated the order for improving the conditions of the facility and preventing detainees from unknowingly signing away their rights. Kevin Fee, legal director of the American Civil Liberties Union of Illinois, said he hopes the document-gathering phase of the case will offer a rare glimpse inside the facility. The order shed some sunlight on the inside of a facility that has been shrouded in secrecy for far too long, Fee said. Plaintiffs are requesting documents on Broadview detention policies, information on how ICE's online detainee locator is maintained, emails from attorneys requesting information about their clients, a detention log, a facility inspection log, and details on what food, water, and medications federal authorities are purchasing for detainees.
The judge very quickly determined that the conditions at the Broadview ICE facility were unconstitutional, disgusting, and were unacceptable. And so he has issued a TRO that has multiple provisions requiring the defendants to fix these conditions immediately. People need to be held in places with actual beds and a mat, and they have to have sufficient places to sleep. They can't be sleeping by overflowing toilets anymore or on concrete floors. There has to be actually
one of the most important things to understand about the conditions of Broadview is that the way that they intersect with very precarious legal predicament that many of these folks find themselves in. It's not just that people are subjected to these inhumane conditions, it's that puts them in an inherently coercive situation where they are denied access to basic amenities, naturally want to get out of the facility, and at the same time, they're denied access to their lawyers. And that's one of the most important parts of this lawsuit, is getting people access to their lawyers so that they can assert their rights in court. And this TRO does just that. It requires the facility to give people access to their lawyers on confidential phone lines so that they can get legal advice so that they can assert their rights.
We have a lot of discovery that is about to get issued. We talked about it in court at length, many document requests about how many people are in that facility because the government hasn't been issuing that information. How long people are staying, about the provisions people are receiving, about the services they're receiving, and obviously depositions.
Yeah, we'll be taking a number of depositions of key personnel over the next couple of weeks to get to the bottom of exactly what's been happening inside this site that's been hidden from public view for so long. One of the key parts about this TRO is that it sheds some sunlight on the inside of the facility that's been shrouded in secrecy for far too long. Folks to use the discovery process that the judge has ordered for the next couple of weeks to dig behind the facts and see what's really happening.
Video evidence, especially given the fact we don't have an inspection yet, is essential. We have asked for all video evidence showing detainees, including intake, including the hold rooms, and probably other spaces. So I think that's going to be our best view into what has been happening in this essential black site for months. It is pretty wild to me that they're using footage from the 19th of October to the 31st of October, and that covers the time our clients were in Baku. I don't have a lot of words to say about that other than it's suspect and it's really unfortunate.